Hello students, in previous video we have seen how to create one database inside SQL Server and how to create one table inside our created database. So we have already created sample database or sample DB inside SQL Server, and one student table we have already created, and we have seen how we can change the structure of our table which is already created. We can add one table, one column inside our created table, or some changes if we want. Then we can change the structure of our table. Then we can add one record inside our table, then delete one record. In previous video we have deleted 4 ID record, so that record will be deleted. That record have deleted from here. Here we can see in previous video the record is not deleted successfully, but here we can see that the record is deleted successfully. Now we can update the records. We can add one more record, then we can delete some records. So we have seen DML operations inside a table, plus how to create one table structure, how we can modify the table structure. Now in this video we see how we can attach this table data to our ASP control. Now here this is about. In about page we do some functionality. Here by default their design is like this. Now here inside design, where I am doing inside this P tag, I am adding one drop down list control. Here I am adding one drop down list control. Now what I am doing here, click on this symbol, arrow like symbol is there. Then click on what the functionality we are doing here. I want some data inside this list, drop down list. Now I don't want to add the data to this drop down list statically. Means if we are doing this edit items, and from this edit items if I am adding some items inside this drop down list, then that list will be static. But now at this point I have already created a database, and inside there is one table student, and that student tables column I want to attach to this drop down list. Means for example, there is student names or courses or city names are there inside student table. So I want to attach that particular one column from student table to this drop down list. So that list will be dynamic, because if at current situation if there are 10 records in my database table, then 10 values will be displayed inside this drop down list. Then after some time or after some days, if there are 15 or 20 records inside my student table, then inside drop down list there are 15 to 20 records we will see. So this is a dynamic list. According to database changes, my drop down list data also changes. So this change or updated list we want. So we don't I don't want to add the items like this, because this is a static. Now instead of selecting this edit items option, I choose a data source. In this way we may select or we may connect to our database. Now choose a new data source from this selected data source. Then I want to connect to SQL database, so I am selecting from these all options. I am selecting SQL database. By default there is SQL data source one name. I'm not changing that particular name. If you want to change, then you may change from this and click on OK. Then go towards next, then select your database. then there is one connection string automatically created here, and go towards the next. Then connection string, if you want to change the name for that particular connection string, you may change it. Then click on next. Then if there are multiple tables, then all the table list will be shown here. You may see here all the table names. Then select your particular table, and then you may select to star in the sense here you may see the query, select star from student, star in the sense all rows, all columns. If you want to select only student name, then click on student name. Then your query will be select student name from student, means particular columns. Here I want all the list, so I am clicking on star, and then there are some various options, but we are not interested in those options. We will see all these options in next videos. So simple, we are selecting this star, selecting the appropriate table name here, then go towards the next. Then test query, your query will be executed successfully or not. If the result comes here, then your result will be you may see the result, and if it is incorrect, then go backward or go to previous and do some respective changes, and then test again your query result, and if it is okay, then click on finish. After click on finish, there will be the display field, means what you need to display on a drop down list. Then I am selecting the student name or course or city, whatever you want to display. Then select that particular field. I am selecting the student name. Then again value field. For value field, value will not be displayed. Display purpose, the field which is for display purpose, I am selecting the student name. Now value will not be displayed, but you can select the value field. You can select the primary key for the value field, or you can give the same value field and display field same to same. Then in this example I am giving the same student name as a display purpose, and value field also student name. In next example we will give a different field for the value purpose. Now click on OK. Then our work is done, almost we are done. That particular student name column we are attaching. This student name column we are attaching to this drop down list. So whatever values inside this student name inside this database, those values will be displayed inside this drop down list at the time of running our application. So we are running this application and see if there any values displayed inside the drop down list or not. See, there are some records. We are deleting one record. Actually we are inserting 5 records, but after that we are deleting one record. So now inside our database only 4 records. So 4 names here displayed. We may change the height of this height of drop down list. We may change like this, save, and then so here we may see exactly. So in this way you can attach any one column data to your drop down list. Now if I change the record data, or if I add some more records inside a table, then see what will be Amar, what will be the output. Amar Patil, his course is MBA, then his city is Sangli. Then one more column I am adding here, some Asmita Shinde, and I am giving the course as BBA, and he is also from Sangli. Now if I close this and if I go towards again the show table data, then there are how many records? Now 6 records are there, because 4th record we have already deleted, so total 6 records are there. And if I go towards my project output, see inside about, now there are 6 records, 6 names it will give me, because as per your database updation, your list will be updated here. If it is static list, then contents are same, you will see the same contents again and again. So this is the effect of dynamic list. If some data will be deleted from the database, then that affects your drop down list data. If someone adds into student table data or student table record, if someone someone will add some more records inside this student table, then those records will be displayed inside this list. Here only student name we are displaying. If you want to display city or course, then you may choose that particular column. While we are choosing the data source, you may select that particular column instead of student name. Again, there is one unique property, because if I am choosing the course as column for this drop down list, then multiple students having the BCA course, so there are multiple times showing me BCA, 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 BCA. If there are 5 students studying under the BCA, then 5 times or 4 times BCA will come inside this drop down list. So to avoid duplication, I don't want duplicate values inside this drop down list. Only unique values we want. So we may give the unique feature which is available inside this. We may create like here the about.aspx, and we may change the data source. If we select the connection string, I want to change the column property. So where I can change the column property? From here we can also change the column property. Data text field student name, instead of student name I can select course, and data value field I can select as ID. So here also we can change the values. If I run, you may see there are multiple times BCA. Okay, there are multiple times BCA. So we may change this property as unique. From where we can change configure data source, select string, then here return only unique rows. This box you need to select. For avoiding the duplicate values, you need to return only unique rows. So click on next test query and click on finish. But here a distinct star we are using, so see the effect is there or not, whatever the effect we want. Here again BCA's duplication is there, so what we need to change? Again we are going towards the configure data source, then connection string. Then I am selecting only the column student ID and student name and return only unique rows. Then or I am selecting only student name and return only unique rows. Then go towards the next test query. No, I don't want to select student name but course, and test query. Then there is no any duplication. Now go to finish.